How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Fix It Links channel. Today we're going to be attempting to repair this Nintendo Switch. This is going to be my first time attempting to solder and replace a Nintendo Switch. First time using the new Microscope, and I have a top-down shot for you guys so to get different angles. But let's just go ahead and get into this Nintendo Switch repair. So I'm first going to show you guys what the charging port is looking like under the Microscope. So switch over to the Microscope here, and as you can see, this charging port is very destroyed. As you can see, there's like pins just all over the place, and let's first go ahead and just take this thing apart. And as I said, this is gonna be my first time attempting to repair a Nintendo Switch. So this is actually a customer's Nintendo Switch, and I went ahead and let them know that I would attempt to repair it, but I've never done it before, and they still said go ahead. So let's go ahead and make sure I don't lose these screws. Now that we have it taken down, we can use these to get this screw out. Okay, now that we got that screw out, we can go ahead and continue with the repair. More Phillips screws that are holding this in place. And then we have the SD card reader right here. So we need to just go ahead and disconnect this carefully, but yeah, there you go. Set that on the side. Now we should be able to go ahead and remove this heat shield. There we go. With some thermal paste that is on here. Set that to the side. And here's the inside of our Nintendo Switch. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the battery. So if we get under right here and pull up, battery is disconnected. Seems fine, battery seems fine. Disconnect this flex cable over here. And this one that's right next to this. There we go. Then we're gonna go ahead and remove these three that are holding this down. Take out this little thing right here. And here's one piece of the motherboard taken out of the game disc reader. That's what this is. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get under this and out and up, but there's still this, and there we go. There's the fan out. Now we're gonna go ahead and remove these two screws that are holding the charging port. Now 4 screws left that are holding the board in, these black ones right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4 right there. Okay, now we should be able to tilt this board up and pull it out without anything else being connected. And here is our Nintendo Switch board. I'm just gonna go ahead and look at this under the Microscope and just see. And here is our Nintendo Switch charging port. We're gonna need to take off the current charging port, and the way we're gonna do that is with our hot air station. And as I'm doing this repair, if you guys have any tips or just things that I did wrong or need to do better next time, feel free to leave it in the comments down below, because I know I still need help with this stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my fan fume extractor. And then, actually before I do this, I'm gonna go ahead and add some of my own solder onto this so that the melting temperature is lower. Add some flux to this. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and go up a little bit. And just like that, finally, I'm going to go ahead and try and add some unleaded solder just to make it so it's easier. And then this is way too much, so I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get it to flow onto the things, but and then let's go ahead and clean this board. And I think I may have to take some of this solder off. I think there's too much, but okay, let's get our multimeter and test for any shorts. So this is our Nintendo Switch port, and we're gonna tin the pads right here, get some flux, and go ahead and put it on these pins. And we'll go across all these pins and tin them up. So we'll grab one of our other two and try it again. Okay, we're gonna try this again. And go ahead and put flux on. Grab some solder on the tip. Go. Now let's clean this off, clean off the flux. Yep, no bridges down there. The last one got some on it. Yep. Okay. Now we're gonna try to get it back on the, we're just gonna try to get this new port on the board. Add more flux all around here. Right there. And then we're gonna come in at 420 degrees with
1 day later.
Okay, it's currently the next day. I went ahead and just took the port off because what I didn't realize was that the inside part, if I can focus this, actually got bent over. So I have one more port, so this is our last try for a little bit. Then I might have to order another port, but I'm gonna go ahead and tin the pads on this port and just get it ready to get put back onto the board. Okay, let me turn on my fume extractor again. And turn on my soldering iron on these pads. And just get some solder on the tip. Okay. I think this might need to be turned up a little bit. Let's add some flux right on here. And get our hot air station. Okay, I don't think that sat on there properly, so I'm gonna go ahead and add some flux to the back and see if I can keep this back up and just get it to sit on there correctly. Okay, they might be on now. The inside still looks good. I was worried about the plastic on this burning, but let me know in the comments if that's actually something I should be worried about, or if I was fine with how I was doing it. And okay, I think they're flowed on nicely now. So let's go ahead and start putting it back together and see if it works. Now let's test it and see if it powers on. So it is taking a charge. I just don't know if there we go. As you can see, the charging symbol showed up. I don't know why it didn't work the first time though. The charging symbol is showing up. Let me unplug it again and just plug it back in. And there we freaking go. We go ahead and shake it around. Still takes charge. Then let me go ahead and flip it over. Make sure it works both ways. Still taking draw, and the power symbol is on. So, holy. The first ever repair, micro soldering. Seems like it works. Let me go ahead and reattach everything and get it all back together, and then I'll come back. Make sure it works again. There we go, it's charging. So I'm gonna let it go ahead and let it charge up and test everything out, and I'll come back if there's any issues or just once I'm done testing it. I went ahead and charged up the Nintendo Switch, and it's working perfectly. So that was a successful Nintendo Switch replacement. Very first time, like I said earlier. I'm hoping to do more of these on this channel and more soldering on this channel. So like I said earlier, also leave down in the comments any tips that you might have for me or just things that I need to work on. And like I said, I'm wanting to do more of these repairs in the future. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.